live from the Real Guppy Dockside Learning and Multimedia Center. It's the Real Angler Podcast with community Kevin Brannon, brought to you by AFTCO Fishing Apparel and Tackle, designed to perform. Channel Island Sport Fishing, offering deep-sea fishing on quality sport fishing charter boats, and more. Costa Sunglasses. Discover life's greatest adventures with Costa. See what's out there. Daiwa. If you want innovation and quality in your fishing products, Daiwa has what you need. And now, here's your host, Community Kevin Brannon. Today's guest, Jose Diaz, the Shark Whisperer. All right, this is the Real Anglers Podcast with Community Kevin Brannon, of course, and Barry is here as well, and our guest, Jose Diaz, the Shark Whisperer. This will be a good episode. Take it away.
The Shark Whisperer.
Let's go.
Yeah. So I think Barry is 4 years old this week.
Is he?
Yeah, this month. It was the Sacramento SCE show, Sportsman show up there at the Expo in Sacramento, and that's where I bought him, 4 years ago. And so happy birthday, Barry.
There you go. I sing the song, but nobody wants us to sing the song.
Happy birthday to you. So this is my friend Jose Diaz. He is a friend of the Real Guppy Outdoor program. He helped us, him and his family, and his wife was our secretary when we started the nonprofit, or like not when we started it, but when we needed to shift our first transition from just a bunch of randoms trying to be on the board, but actually kind of professionalize the board, right? We had a secretary and a treasurer, when you keep your minutes and stuff, and then met Jose. The way that worked out was that Jose joined us for the parade of the Christmas parade. Him and his son Justin came down, and then when I got the award from the county, his wife came down to wish luck and say congratulations. And I was like, hey, we could use some board members, and then helping us continuously at so many tackle sales that we started and board meetings and tackle sorts. And then Justin helped intern over the summer with a couple of schools that we did. But recently, Jose and myself went out fishing for shark. This is the Shark Whisperer from coast to coast. This guy catches sharks on the East Coast, the West Coast, but he also has a very, his soul for fishing. And when he goes out to fish and how he goes about it is just like, I say catching memories, he says making memories, but he has this connection with these sharks and fishing and time that we really wanted to kind of highlight today. The episode is being edited, Jose, so it'll be come out in probably a couple of weeks that we have Thomas working on that. And it'll be one of our first episodes of the year. We have 12 episodes for our Real Anglers Fishing Show this year, and we wanted to do a shark fishing one. And so, Jose, welcome to the show today.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. And then today I was telling Jose on Facebook, it showed when I used to try to come up with these ideas on how to get funding for the show, right? In the program that I was doing these raffles, and Jose won. We did a little wheel spin with a fishing syndicate rod, and it was actually 5 years ago today that you came to pick up that rod. So again, we have a lot of history, but when it comes to catching memories and fishing and why we fish, I thought just after interviewing Jose while we were at his house and the drive to the secret locations, just connecting with him and his idea of sustainable fishing and why he catches them and releases them in an epic way of how he fishes. So we'll get into that. So Jose, when did you start fishing, and what got you kind of targeting sharks? And we don't script it, so you'll say something and then I'll ask a question, but kind of more of you just kind of telling stories, man, of like what made you want to fish and go after sharks and stuff like that. And awesome. It's nice and loud into the.
Well, I only want to say thank you. I appreciate for you. You have give me an opportunity to come over here, and I've been fishing for this a little kid. I remember I'm from Salvador. And I remember my mom, we live in the beach, and we always live in the beach. We always fish, my mom, my dad, and make a story short, my mom moved to California, and then they moved to Vegas, and then bring me here, and then I'm making the move, try to move all my family over here in California. Now, thank you God, it's just a miracle we're here. It's like been almost going for 9 years over here in California, and I started fishing I started fishing as a little kid, but not. I never got so deep. Now, this is the thing I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. Now, I already know, and I fish a lot in the pier when I'm in California. I'm from, we live in Ventura, and we start catching croakers, like mackerels, jack smells. It's like perch, all the little fish. Me and my son, we having fun. We wake up like early in the morning and jump the fan and go try to get the spot for go fishing. I never catch shark in my life. Never see one in person. I only see the little fish and I get it all excited. But I see locals that live in Ventura. They target treasure sharks, and I shied. I never talk nobody. I always look and I try to learn how to fish, but I never asking question on nobody anything. And finally, I say, I'm gonna fish for sharks. Yeah, I throw this to the bottom rig. And I never hook up the shark for years. My first shark, I remember, is like 5 years ago.
That's what kind of shark?
That's my treasure shark.
Treasure, yeah.
My treasure sharks. Never hook up one. I always lost everything. But before that, I hook up the big bar rate. The bar rate is that's like 150 pounds bar rate.
Yeah.
And they said that I got hooked. That's what I want to do for a long time.
And fishing off the pier for like sharks and these fish, it's different from a platform when they're that big, right? The shark has, all of the advantage, like you hook up and you're running up and down the pier. It's not like when you're on a boat fishing for them or something, but you have pylons below. You have to be quite creative, when you're fishing some kind of big game species like that from a platform like a pier.
Yes, you have to use a heavy duty line, reels, and rods, and almost 80% when you're fishing on the pier, you're gonna lose a fish. That's the truth. Because I lost bunch more than that catch.
The ones that we're gonna do this segment in the show called The One That Got Away, and kind of put it in black and white where we cut, because you always remember those ones that got away sometimes more than the ones you land, right?
Yes.
It's like losing your wallet. Like, oh my god.
Yeah. There's that ones that really hurt. A couple times I got kind of cry because it's like
you're gonna cry when you get home. So like Friday,
No, I cried right there because I feel all the pain. But
so did you? When we talk about gear, did you have to? Did you go through of testing your gear to get the right outfit that you use for these big sharks? Like did you start with a regular, like your boat setup or something, smaller reel and lighter line, and then finally, because I know when we went on, we did our the day that we did off with you, man, there was the setup she made. What was it? The pound test and leaders that you made. But did you start like with some regular gear and then say, hey man, this is undergunned, and have to go back and to get the gear that you use now?
Yes. So I start first. I fish a lot on 20 pounds and 100-pound leader mono, and I always think, oh, this is really strong. That's not strong. Then I jump in 40 pounds, 60 pounds. That's still not strong. You break down all the time. The reels, I use pen reels, the old school pen
They look like
reels.
the size of a shoebox almost, right?
Yeah. But I escalate so much. I learned so much. I traveled to Hawaii, traveled to Florida. I tried to learn different techniques how do you fish, and I learned a lot. They go see different people how do they fish for these big species. And
what's your biggest to date? Do you know? Like, because I know do you measure them, right? I've seen your photos, man. Like watching you and you're holding them, because you'll catch them again, take a photo, release them safely. But do you, as far as like distance or, I know you don't weigh them, but what do you think do you have what your biggest you think you caught and the type of species?
So I got it. The last one is last year. The last year is this is 11 4 feet.
Damn.
And that is one is a big female. I know they're spraying it, and that's just one of the lifetime fish of the lifetime.
What kind of short was it? Was that the 7 gill?
It's a 7 gill. It's a 7 gill. It's a big female, and I put it in social media, and Like, you know, people try to give me a hard time. There's no way that big it is. And that's the beauty of the ocean. I don't care what anybody say. The only is like 10 4 or 9 feet. These fish can grow really big. And like the people, they can say whatever they want, but outside now on my own eyes, they grow really big. It's like, example, the bar rays. Everybody tell me, oh, it's only 4 feet or 6 feet bar rays. They can grow really big.
Well, you know what? This is an interesting perspective on that, right? It's because, sorry about that. Most people that are fishing for, it's like when we go bluefin tuna fishing. You know, you hook into like an 80 or 90 pounder, and we go out with the gear that we don't have, that's not the right setup, right? So either guy fights this fish for an hour and a half, or he gets smoked. You're setting up intentionally for these big fish. So people that, the one that got away, the big ones that you never get a chance to see, where you got the right gear to bring it ashore to check it yourself. You know what I mean? Like most people that say they might not, because they haven't seen them, because you can't land them on the gear that you're out there, that they bring. But you're out here, you know, specifically targeting these, so you're more likely to land them and see it for yourself, right? Than somebody that's fishing with 20, 30 pound test is never going to get a fish like that to the platform.
No, I see people fish on like 150 pound cable. I see it break the cable and take everything.
Yeah.
You know, this is it's really crazy. I pass for that. I'm the same guy that learned a little bit for a little bit, but to me it's so amazing to see creatures that big, and you know, it's just I don't know how to say it.
Is there one on your list that you have either locally or something that you want to catch that's on your list as far as you know, with the hook and line and a reel that you?
Yes, and so one of my dreams is to catch a hammerhead.
Hammerhead?
That is my dream.
You know, I got the hammerhead tattoo, man. That's one of my favorites. Don't you have the hammerhead tattoo?
No.
Oh, okay.
I got the coin.
Okay. So for that, is that something you do in Florida, where they're more typically caught in the Florida, and get out there and fish from over there?
Yes, and the Florida is that's like the fish of the lifetime. They fight really hard. They're like amazing fighters, but you have to release it really quick because they are protected over there too. Yeah. And you know, you need different license for that.
As long as everything big, you got the Goliath grouper people got there to catch to release. You got the hammerhead out there, man. God, Florida just is the United States, the land of the big dogs. Huh?
Yeah, it's the capital of the world for fishing.
Yeah.
One day that's gonna be home for me.
What's the biggest fish you caught in Florida? I know you were out there a year or two ago. What was your biggest that you caught out there?
So we got the Florida Keys, and
you bring your own gear on the boat, on the plane, right? Like,
yes, you don't
I
got everything.
It's like your visa. You don't leave home without it, huh?
No, I leave on my own stuff. We go 2 years ago. We go the Florida Keys. Yeah, I travel by myself. So I do everything by myself. And
you know why? Because look at, just to jump in, some of the spots that he took me. And he's like, oh, yeah, I bring my wife out here. And it's like, sometimes she wants to come and don't. I'm like, bro, I was sketched out where the areas you want to go. The time that he gets up, the way, like, where he travels, man, you got to be. That's why I call you the Shark Whisperer, because you're hardcore, man. You're epic. So when you do that, when you go by yourself, it's because Jose goes on some adventures, man, that I think only you can handle, man.
Yeah. But like, I got going really sketchy places, but this is what the fish at. I know that. I get them. I know that. There's not too many people that go get it.
That's why I think, like, when we talk about fishing in the therapy or the warrior side of what part the hunter-gatherer, but I'm sure there's the catch, it's the whole thing for you, right? Like the memories that you say.
It's
everything. It's the location that you're going to scale down these rocks. Because, you talked about some different things when we were driving around. These fishermen that we've seen fishing off cliffs, like it was in like New Zealand, but there's more to it when you actually really go and stalk. You know what I mean by stalk? Like, there's hunters that sit in a blind waiting for a deer, and then you have guys that walk into the wilderness to catch to harvest their creature, right?
Yes.
And I think that part of the journey in life is testing yourself to get to this beast. You know what I mean?
Yes. Because it's a lot of process, a lot of people think you go over there, grab your chair, and sit down and go fish. It's why I learned a couple of years ago, like, the piers is fun for me in the summer for target treasure sharks only. It's fun. I still not catch one in the beach. So, my boy, when I go, I'm going to go back again, the Florida Keys. I go walk over there. I bought on San Loco, so wagon. I pull my rod, everything. I never been in the breaches, in the 7 Mile breaches. And I have 2 rods, one for the little fish and one for the big one. And this is the first time in my life I hook up the bull shark, and I never see the bull shark in my life, ni anything. Everybody think like have it.
You showed me the video too, like right, a little clip of the video.
Yeah.
You're like stuck to the rock.
Yeah, stuck in the rock, and it's
What's that like, bro? It's like hooking into like a little VW bug or something, and it just takes off on you, like hooking on the back of a car and just hold on.
Yeah, you hold on for your life. I tried so many times, my hands are all cut off because I tried to stop the reel because, I put in the drag slowly. I don't put it all the way. They go, and it's no stopping it. It's no
stopping it.
It's no stopping it. It's like finally you get or they're gonna take all the line or you stopping it. So I stop it all the way, drag all the way, and it's gone. I fall down. I sit down, and then I got one more time. I cry. I say, "What I'm done," because I want to land in it.
It's like a humble moment, huh?
Yeah, it's nobody. It's like these fish are really big.
Man versus beast. And for that, so you didn't land that one. You lost that one.
I lost that one, and then I got really excited. I lost on I cry and stand up again. I got it like 10 setups already making my backpack. So I'm making my rig really quick. I put the bait.
What do you use for bait?
I use they're called red snappers over there. And the red snappers.
Like a whole one, a half a one?
I'll put it all.
Of course she does. Big hook. This guy had a size, was it a 17-aught hook that we used when we went fishing here?
17.
That's like the size. Oh, we have one over there on the table. I won't stop in the middle of this, but that's like almost the size of a gaff, right?
Yes. Yes, I got it that one, and then right away I throw it back. I throw the bait and say, "It's Florida is the places that like, so you don't catch a fish over there. Something is wrong with you." But
I caught 3.
No,
5. So that's why I went twice. Go ahead. Sorry.
So you good. So like, I hook up the nether shark. It's like maybe like 10 seconds. I hook up the nether shark. I say, I got him again. They take a draggy, everything. And I see that it's the nether shark. I walk almost a half a mile to the breach, go all the way to the end. I landed that one. I got so happy.
Can you picture it right now? Like as you're saying, I could picture it, you doing it. Like, is it play through your brain? Like you could, like step by step, like it's burned into your brain exactly, like losing that big one and then walking this one there, like that memory is like you could see it right now as you're talking about it.
Yes. So like,
you know what I mean? Like that's just like one of those things that are ingrained into your DNA forever.
Yeah. So the first and last one, and they say I learned what I did wrong. So I tried to bring the fish so hard, and he take me under the big bridge. So this one I hook it and I release it. I start walking really slow, so the fish run all the way forward. So they give me time to walk almost a half a mile, and a half a mile wow. I got it all the way to the end. It's just a little sidewalk, maybe like 2 feet, and then fishing getting you off. Like a couple people show off. They tell me, "What are you doing?" I pull the fish legally. Nether shark, I can take one. But I take a couple of pictures. I take the video, and fishing gang tell me, "You're crazy. You're doing everything by yourself. So you don't have a crew. You don't have nobody." And
it's the shark whisperer, man. Just a man in his rod and his rigs that he makes in California on adventure. I'm just smiling ear to ear, just watching you and listening to all your stories, man.
Yeah, thank you, man. It's just like this is one, and like I call my wife, I call our life, to FaceTime, and I tell her, "Look, I got your nether shark," and like.
How were you shaking? Were you like? Was your adrenaline like,
Yeah, I shake. Sometimes I puke, and people's like, "Oh my God, let's go 911." But that's my adrenaline,
Wow, you guys hear this story, bro? That's so cool and epic. I could just picture it all. You see, again on social media like Instagram, like you do see a lot of 1-minute video clips, right, of somebody catching these monster fish in Florida on the bridges and stuff like that. But it is not the same, I'm sure, for you. Going toe to toe with this, like you said, all by yourself, man. That's epic.
Yeah, like when I come back home, that year I come back home here and say, I'm gonna go on the beach. This is my home. Yeah, I know it's a big fish in California. It's a lot of big fish in California. So only you have to put a lot of time, and finally God provide for you, and you find these fish. You have to be ready. To me, it's only catch and release. This is like sometimes I harbor the fish. First, not for me. I take it to my friends or take it to somebody else that really need it. But for me, I really don't need it. I love these animals, and I don't like to kill them. It's different. See, I catch a mako. It's just like a tuna. It's different species. I feel like, okay, I can take it home.
You can harvest it. Yeah.
The treasure sharks is one. They're like, I can take it home. That one, I take it home.
I think when I started calling you the Shark Whisperer, it was more of a you're on a leopard shark. That was what you're holding up. I caught me a leopard shark the other day in San Francisco.
Yeah.
About 4.5 feet. Felt okay. It was really shallow, so we got him to the boat because we were set up for sturgeon. So same thing. We got these bigger gear, this bigger setup. So when you hook into a 4-foot shark on something that you're made for fighting, up to a couple 100-pound sturgeon, it was easy to get to the boat. But it was still a blast, man, holding. And then how strong they are when they start kicking their body and you're trying to hold the tail and it's rolling and spinning around. It's not like holding a little rockfish or anything like that, man. You're trying to hold on to this nothing but muscle fish that's going. But I remember early on when I started calling you the Shark Whisperer, it was more of the leopards that you were posting and sharing. Those are still beautiful, lovely fish that you can harvest. And then you just transition from, if there's a 4-footer, there's got to be a 10-footer out here?
Yes. I always think here's one. The 4-footers, the big. I always learn the females always are bigger. It's the males, the chunky ones, but the females, they're large and really powerful. And that's why I like to target the big ones. I put massive baits and
we'll get to that in a second.
And I hooked up like 2 years ago at the black sea bass. That's a protected species. This is December 31st. And me and my friend, it's not by myself, me and my friend, we fight it for 45 minutes. My rod, I have a brand new rod. I got a brand new reel, brand new line, and they break my heart. They broke me down. 45 minutes we fight that fish. And finally, it started raining. It's one of the stories I like never gonna forget. I saw it. It's pretty big. He break me down like maybe like 10 feet. Like 10 feet. I saw it and he's gone. My friends sat down. We sat down and like say, "What have we done? We lost it." But that is one or the other. They're like, I'm never gonna forget it. They're like black sea bass. They go really big. They're like amazing.
That's like
big.
So the black sea bass. It's like our California Goliath grouper in our backyard. And there's some areas that they're in shallow, but they get to a couple 100 pounds too. Another one of those. My biggest black sea bass, and it's not like we're not fishing for them at all. You can't segregate your hook to be like, oh, this bait is set up for only shark, right? You're fishing big game and big predator, and that's the beautiful thing about fishing, especially like on the coast, man, is because you start with a little nursery and then it works its way up, right? So you never know what you're gonna catch. But my biggest was like 150. And I know what that was like to fight. And again, we don't target them, but there's still a gigantic species of fish that you could catch and pull on and get a photo of and then release it. But that's like our version for the listeners that are around. That's like our version of the Goliath grouper as far as the size of them, what they look like.
Yes. I caught a couple of that ones, and a lot of people think black sea bass they only eat like like mackerel or like. They're not. They're really predators. They eat like straight up sharks. They're more aggressive with the sharks.
Well, when we were fishing black sea bass, right? We were fishing white sea bass, and then the black sea bass moved in, and then the white sea bass bite died off because the black sea bass are big enough to eat those white sea bass. Just to give you guys an example, like you said, when as big as to eat a shark. So if you got a sea bass that can eat a 2 or 3 foot black sea bass that could eat a 2 foot white sea bass, then again, those sharks that are in, like I said, the nursery working its way up, those big fish will prey on those shark like nothing. Suck them like a Tic Tac.
Yeah, that's it. But so I start moving the beach. I don't go too much in the pier anymore. I go in summer sometimes. I travel different. I go to Goleta, Santa Barbara, it's HB, Ventura. I go all the way to San Diego, try to catch treasures, that is my drill. I wake up like, I don't know, like 12, 11, I'm driving, I'll go over there and try to look for the spot. Sometimes I show up early and nobody's there. It's like, but this is what I like to do. This is what I love to do, go on the unknown. And I always say God provide, no matter how hard they get. Because a lot of people, they love fish for sharks. They're getting into the sharks. And they think they're going to cut it right away. This take a lot of time, a lot of dedication, a lot of patience. because sometimes you get your heart broke a lot of times, all the time.
Yeah, and there's something that says, if you catch like smaller fish, you catch more of them. If you smaller bait and smaller hooks, you're going to catch more catch. And when you're fishing for big game, it could be an all-day waiting game to just get that one, or you might lose it, right? So there's or think about people that fish with jigs versus bait, there's just something different. The intention of, 1,000 casts with the jig to get that one fish, or fishing the gigantic bait with the gigantic hook to get that one fish. It's a different kind of mindset and philosophy. Like you said, problem solving, figuring it out. So let's talk about some of the gear first. So the day me and Jose went out was New Year's Day, right? Most beautiful sunset you see all year, but that was the first year day, but it was a beautiful sunset or sunrise. So I'm like, hey, Jose, do you want to, still want to go tomorrow, or you want to sleep in for the holiday? And he's like, I'm going regardless. So I was in bed by 10:30 before the ball dropped because, I just, messaged him to see, but he's so committed to getting up early and going out there that I was in bed by like 10:30 to make sure that I was at his house to go fishing with him, man, because he was going to go, didn't care if it was a holiday. He wasn't going to, even if he probably stayed up till midnight, but again, just his dedication to everything that he puts in. And then get into your house, and you let me through the bait, through your freezer, and that'd be on the video, to showing the different types of bait, the size of the hook that you're using, and that was just incredible. So you're definitely going to want to watch this episode when it's up in the next couple of weeks to see the size of the gear. And not only that, 8 o'clock in the morning, the sun's coming up, right? We stop a couple beaches. There's waves crashing certain places where we couldn't get to because he brings his kayak. So he strips down to his board shorts, January 1st, and he gets on a kayak with this big old hunk of bait, 2 of them, one at a time, and he kayaks out into the water like a savage to leave our bait. How'd you get to that idea, man?
So I saw that in Florida. I see these guys, and the kid like 10 pounds bait, and some guys a kayak, some guys have the drum now. Mm-hmm. So, but the drum is you talking about like $3,000 or $4,000 for the drum.
Well, the size of the bait that you were dropping in there, I don't know if you want to hook a drone to that, man. No. There was some. I don't know if they got the capacity to soar with the size of the baits that you were using, man.
Yeah, they're not. I think it's like the drum. The more high capacity they can pick up is 7 pounds. So I dropping big baits.
So when you got to watch the video, he let me show at the end of the video this monster bait. I'm not going to give it away. We're going to leave a little cliffhanger. And come on, let's just show, because he's real protective of his stuff. But wait till you watch the video to see what this big bait is that he used. We used a little chunk of one and this monster on the other. But anyways, I'm going to leave that here. I'm not going to give it away because I really want you guys to go watch the episode when it's up. But all right, keep going. So how you got to?
That's what I say. I can do it. I love the ocean. I grew up in the ocean. In the beginning, I say I grew up in the ocean. My mom and everything. There's a little kid that loved the ocean. A lot of, my friends tell me, you crazy, you're going to die. I say, yes, that's how I want to go. I'm not having no problem. My wife know that, my kids know that. That's how I want to go. I'm not having no problem. I'll be in peace.
This guy's out kayaking, I think, or hoop netting for lobster. And this little boat, Kev, you want to go? And I'm like, nah, bro, that's a little too sketchy. And then he comes back and you see his pictures and and all the little, on the deck of this little raft that he's out there looking for these lobsters. So the man is committed to it. And again, and it's not like, it's a different type of crazy, right? He respects the ocean, the creatures, and just goes a little, like, I want to say going a little extreme. He just gets it done with the equipment that he has, right? Again, the size of your boat, but you respect the ocean, you pay attention to it, and you go out there and you're able to harvest these things. But again, just wanted to add a little bit more to his resume when he said he's a little crazy to see some of the ways, even when he goes out lobster fishing, that he goes out. So go ahead. So you've seen it in Florida. You got your kayak.
And that's it. And I try for so many times. I got hit in the waves. I cannot get in. They say, how did these guys get in? For Florida, it's no weights. It's no 4 feet waves. It's nothing. It's like a lake. Anybody can kayak bait there. So my son is over there with me, and the waves are big, massive. I think it's like 7 foot waves, and but they have it like 10 seconds, 10 or 15 seconds.
And he has a way of hooking the bait to the side of the kayak. So he just runs out, jumps into the kayak with the paddle, and you even have a contraption where your bait is connected to your kayak, so your hands are free to just.
Yes, I got in my key, like the key hook that you use it, so I have it.
Carabiner type of thing.
Yes, I got that one in the side of my kayak, so I put my line. Yeah, take off. I take time for what is my time for get in. For that time, I get in and I never make it. We stay over there after like 12. We throw off like 5 with my son. This is one of the first time, and my son 10 when we done and I got it destroyed. I cannot fish. We're driving in the truck and my son tell me, Dad, you're gonna die. No, try this no more. You done. It's okay. Let's go to the pier. Yeah, I look at him and I smile and say, okay, son, it's fine. So I tell him like a couple of days, so come on, let's go together. And he tell me, no, you're gonna hurt yourself. So I have a road rash in my back for the waves because they pull me down. Say, no, I'm gonna try again. Finally, I got one bait inside. I got destroyed when I coming out. Again, I got hurt again. But I got it one bait down. This at that moment, I say, I can do this. But I cannot do mistakes because I do it by myself. So I cannot make a mistake because the price is really hard. That you're gonna pay the price for the mistake. So time passed by. I learned a lot. Did kayak bait by myself. I do everything by myself. Before I have my friend, I have one of my good friends, Cruz. This is one of my good friends. We go together. He's the old guy. He never kayak bait. He tried. I told him, no, you're not gonna do it. I did it multiple times for him. Big waves, see everything, and I start getting the adrenaline. I want to go in the big waves, go forward. Yeah, I count myself as 1, 2, 3, let's go. You cannot think about it. You only have to do it, But
Can you ask him that? Yeah. We're gonna tell him we're filming right here real quick. Scotty's out there. You got the maintenance guy in the corner right here. They're doing their recording right here. Yeah. So Epic, you said you got over it. You said I could get this figured out, and no looking back now, right?
No, it's not looking back. Now it's like I go pretty much anywhere. Sometimes it's hard. My wife not like it. Sometimes I go in the middle of the night because
Keep going. Letting Scotty back in.
I got a problem with sleep. I cannot sleep. Sometimes I wake up and I'll sit down in the garage. I look my rods. I look all my equipment and say, I pay a lot of money for this. I say, I'm sitting down here wasting time. It's time to go. I check it out on my phone, the swells, how big they are or whatever. And like, in reality, it's like, that's what they drive me is. I say, okay, let's go. Everything the start, I say, you got your bait. You put your stuff in the truck. You check the spot. You don't check only one spot. You check like multiple spots that you find out like this is the spot because again, I do this for myself. So it's like I can go any spot. Say I have a company with somebody. I feel comfortable to go anywhere. I don't care.
We were going down these rocks and stuff, and he's like, yeah, we're gonna. But we couldn't go because the waves are crashing. I mean, he really took me through his different spots and showed me the difference in the tides and where we were at. But if he's done it. Like that's where and even I was like, by the time we got to the last spot, I was like, oh yeah, I can handle this one. But the first couple spots that we stopped and looked at and climbed through to check out, bro, if you do that on your own, that's epic. And then he brings his own shovel and he's got to dig it up so he can put the rod holders in. Like you really got to see this video, folks. Like it is intense, man. Everything that he does, from the size of the bait, rigging it up, the type of setups that you got to see. I don't want to give too much away. And then just because in the video, depending on how Thomas edits, I did edit, because we were in the dark when we started, that you're able to see some of the locations and be like, wow, he really fishes this area. And then he's like, oh, now this is the right spot. Let's jump down one more. Okay, no, this is happening right here. We can't really do it right here. Okay, we found the right one. And then we started getting we got this bite that was just, man, and this guy, about the fire. We started a fire.
It's not the fire, yeah.
And the waves kept coming up. It's supposed to tide. Anyway, yeah, we had this fire in front of us, man, and the waves came in and ruined our fire. And the sunrise was great. So you really got to make sure you check out this episode to really see exactly what he does. We got him going into the kayaking out. Again, it's January. This ain't Florida water we're talking about. We're talking maybe 58 to 60 degree water, right? And he has every tool. So how many times, just we got a few more minutes because I want to lead people to watch the video. And we're going to go back and fish again. But, you know, to iron out all these things when you get there, oh, I need this. Oh, next time I'll get that. Like, did it take, you know, 5 or 6 times to realize exactly everything that you need, you know, from your shovel to the way you, even where he breaks his setups down and put, everything is so compact and necessary because you're not going to go back to the house and get it, right?
So before I make a list, you know, I really not good in that either. You know what I mean? I cannot make a list and say, oh, I need this and this. I have to memorize everything. You know what I mean? Because it's like things get lost or whatever. I have to memorize everything. So they still started, I'm going to go fishing. I already know it's going to be 2 rods or maybe 1 rod and one a little rod for perch. For most of the time, I fish on 2 rods. And they say, okay, I'm going to use two different baits. And I'm going to take it 1 bucket. I got a day hooker. I have my pliers, my knife, everything. And I have a different bucket for having my towels, my setup, my cherry, everything. But they take me a little while. When I go by myself, I take only exactly what I need. I take my chair, 3 setups, bait. I always take a lot of bait. I don't know why, but I take a lot of bait because you never know. You know, like maybe the bite is good, and they happened to me before. The bite is good, you get in 1, 2, 3, and then you don't have no more bait, so you cannot fish no more. You know, it's like because a long time ago, me and my friend Cruz, we landing 5 sharks in the matter they like 45 minutes. They're there, they show off there, and we don't have no more bait. I say never again. I run out of bait. You know,
this ain't little bait. I'm telling you, wait, you guys watch the video. This ain't no little bait. So when he says a lot of bait, it's a lot of bait. Big pieces, a lot of big pieces of bait. And there's this whole fish in there that you got to see, or what's left of a fish, and how it gets destroyed by one of the biters, and you'll see it. So Jose, we're coming up on the almost to 40 minutes, so I'll let you wrap up. Anything you want to? Me and you, I know we talked a lot in the car, and we like to leave with a little motivational moment. Again, this is Jose Diaz, volunteer with Rogue Uppy Outdoors, a shark whisperer. Helped us with so many things to get to where we're at today with our program showing up. Countless kid fishing days on the 4th Sunday, just like family to us. So it's really good for you to take us out and fish. But what I was going to ask you was just anything inspiring that, because again, we talked about this when we were driving, like the people can take away from this, that you give them a little inspiration or something.
The inspiration is like, you love something, man. You work hard and get it no matter what. No matter how many times you fall, no matter how many times you fail, you go over there and get it. Eventually, you will get it. And it's just follow your passion. You know, no people gonna talk bad. You do it good or you do it bad. They no matter. It's just I learned that you have to follow your passion and love what you do and do it for real. That's what you're gonna do. That's your life. You're gonna do.
That's it. Do what you love what you do. If you got to be extreme, if you got to go alone, just don't give up, right?
Yes, sir. That's how it is. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah.
I appreciate, you know.
That was good, man. I can't believe this much time went by that quick, man. Listening to these stories. You took over the show. I was just listening like this. Sorry, on the side, you're like, so happy to hear all your stories. All right. So you want to check it out. The Shark Whisperer episode should be up in about 2 weeks on our YouTube, communitykevin.com, Rogue Uppy Outdoors. Jose Diaz, family of the program, and a good friend of mine. And that's going to do it. Sorry, I got an eyegasm. You know what an eyegasm is? You keep rubbing your eye because it won't stop itching. So that's going to do it for today.
I learned something new today.
All right, Barry, take us out. Let's go.
Brought to you by AFTCO Fishing Apparel and Tackle, designed to perform. Channel Islands Sport Fishing, offering deep-sea fishing on quality sport fishing charter boats, and more. Costa Sunglasses. Discover life's greatest adventures with Costa. See what's out there. Daiwa. If you want innovation and quality in your fishing products, Daiwa has what you need. This has been a Rough Edge Studios production.